Hi YouTube, I hope you guys are doing well. I was recently given this book, Cubed, The Puzzle of Us All by Erno Rubik. It was actually given to me by Rubik's, and I was pleasantly surprised to see this in the mail because I was not expecting this. They sort of sprung it on some of their ambassadors to check this book out. And I was very glad that I did. And I wanted to share with you guys a quote that I think is something that a lot of younger cubers definitely need to hear, especially those that are competitive at the highest level. And let me read it out to you guys. It's just a short paragraph, and I want to talk about it for a second afterwards. Success is the achievement of something you have been trying to do, which means that something works in a satisfactory way or has the intended result. This resonates more for me, Erno, who's writing this, because it suggests a relationship between an individual and his work, rather than how an individual is regarded in society or in any public sphere, which involves many other factors that have nothing to do with achieving something. I think this is important because for a lot of cubers, the idea that you're being observed and appreciated by someone else is something that we sort of crave and want. Obviously not everyone, but for people like me, especially younger Keaton, 18-year-old Keaton, dealing with the 509 and 490 incident that happened back in 2015. That one really took a lot of time for me to sort of understand that nothing that I did was a failure in that situation. Obviously, people will take pity on me, and people will feel bad for me in that situation, and some may view my lack of world record title by the WCA as a failure, but the more I think back on that situation, the more I think, wow, there is nothing else I could have done in there. I pretty much did that solve perfectly. And regardless of what other things happened, I ended up very fortunate to get such a good result. And it brought with it a lot of great things, including recognition in cubing and a drive to pursue higher and better results, which I've beaten by 0.01 seconds since then. But that was a success. 509 was a success. I achieved what I had wanted to do, and at the end of the day, I should not be influenced by other people or by whatever position in society that I'm being put into due to the work that I did. And that internally has really helped me sort of grasp that situation and come to terms with it, because I was very emotional back then for a long time. And I think that this quote really sums up a lot of the feelings that I have nowadays towards that. Obviously, for some of the younger cubers out there, you may not be in such an unfortunate situation, but the same thing holds. You need to compare yourself to yourself. Cubing is a sport and a hobby that really revolves around personal improvement, which I think we emphasize a lot, and I think a lot of people truly feel that it is about me or you or whoever it is that's thinking about themselves in terms of their progress. But sometimes you can get a little bit caught up, especially if you have friends that are very competitive, or if you look at other people and deem yourself a failure for not being able to get sub X. Remember that you need to do your work, and your work is what determines whether or not you are a success or a failure. And in those types of situations, you want to think about whether or not the work that you did was good, and whether or not the work that you did helped improve you in some way. And so obviously it's great to go look at some of the fastest people in the world and enjoy that for what that is and take part and enjoy their successes, but also not feel bad about your own skill level relative to anyone else's. Obviously I'm talking about me or you or whoever comparing themselves to the fastest people in the world, but it also happens in friend-to-friend situations where maybe you're slower than your friend, or maybe you're the faster friend and you don't want to make your other friend feel bad. Just make sure that at the end of the day, cubing is about you. Success is about what you think is successful, as long as you're doing the work and trying hard to get there. So I hope you enjoyed this. I highly recommend checking this book out. Erno has not written anything like this before, and it's helpful to both sort of understand what he was thinking about when he was coming up with this process, and learning a little bit of history about the invention and creation of the most iconic thing in our community and one of the most iconic images in the world. So thanks to Rubik's for sending this to me. I hope you guys find this inspirational and enjoy me just sort of talking to a camera, because I know some people have been asking for that. And I will see you guys in a future video.